Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Random Conversations. I'm your host, Danielle,
And I'm Noel.
and we're back with another content filled episode. So, I know last week we had left off talking about AI with the Swedish government. The president of Sweden was the prime minister of Sweden was using AI to make decisions, right? So, I stumbled upon another story, totally different, but the constant is still AI, about a young lady who graduated from Purdue University with her degree in coding. And you think that there should be an abundance of coding jobs, since she does live in Silicon Valley, which I believe is like in Northern California, where Google is, where Meta is, all the tech companies. She can't find a job. And part of the reasoning behind that is artificial intelligence. Now, I was looking up a New York Times article. That's where I got the information from. And in the article, it was saying that about some percentage, hold on, let me just find the article real quick. People between the ages of 21 to 25 who have degrees in computer science or any type of coding can't find jobs within the tech space.
Is it between 25 and 35?
No,
Between
it's like Gen Z. The people who just get their degrees, they can't find jobs within the coding space because of, I guess it's an oversaturated pool of candidates, and also artificial intelligence that plays a part into it. So this is what I was going back to telling you, because he thinks like artificial intelligence is more of a pro instead of a con. I believe it's more of a con instead of a pro. It does have its benefits, but look at situations like this. Right now, the young lady, the only job that she could get is working in Chipotle. And what's the point of getting a degree in college when all your jobs is being taken away from you by a computer?
You may mention that, basically new college grads are having issues finding jobs in the coding arena, right? So I was curious to find out just what the percentages of new grads, once they graduate, finding jobs in their respective fields.
I found the information real quick. Sorry.
So, okay, go ahead.
I found the information. So I was trying to do my best to recollect what I saw, but it says in the New York Times article, among college graduates ages 22 to 27, computer science and computer engineering majors are facing some of the highest unemployment rates, 6.1% and 7.5% respectively, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. So these kids coming out of college, they can't even get a job based off what they got their degrees in. I mean, it's very common for people who get a degree in a certain area, can't find a job in their area, and they segue off into other areas. But it's getting worse, obviously. So that's my spiel on that. But you were saying something?
No. So, yeah, because you're making your point about AI and how she doesn't believe in.
I do believe it. I just feel like it's more of a con.
She's afraid of AI.
I'm not afraid.
She believes that it's a con. She thinks that
why it's a con, because
she believes that people are going to lose their jobs.
Entry-level jobs are being taken away by AI.
But let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted.
If they can't get an entry-level job.
It's always been the case that immediately after college, majority of people don't get an entry-level job or work in the field that they graduated with, in the field of their major.
Progressively getting worse.
It's
always
that's historically been the case. You get your degree, you go in there, and all of a sudden they want to hit you with how much experience do you have? And most of the time, you don't have experience. The kids who get a non-paying internship are more inclined to get a second look at potentially obtaining a job in the field. But a lot of the times, new graduates come out, they don't have any experience, and they kind of have to maybe get their foot in the company and kind of find their way. It's tough. It's always been tough for people to get a job in their field immediately after graduating college.
You know what the problem is? People don't want to train people anymore. They want them to hit the ground running, and it's not fair.
Yeah, but no one really hits the ground running. There's always got to be a little
growing.
There's always growing pains.
And nobody wants to groom anybody anymore. If they can make a machine to do certain things that they don't want to train a person on, they would do that.
Yeah.
And it's a prime example.
Just like we made a washing machine because ain't nobody want to get in their hands and knees and friggin' start and scrub friggin' clothes. Like,
that's different.
No, it's not different.
It is different.
Technology is there to make our lives better.
You're actually making people get more jobs by creating the washing machines because you have the engineers that put all that stuff
and
together.
that's what I'm saying. We had this discussion not too long ago when I stated that with new technology, yeah, it takes away some jobs, but new jobs come about because of it.
There's no new jobs coming
well,
about from this.
AI is new. It's new. It's still relatively new.
So people
look at farming.
Get jobs again.
Look at farming, right? Initially, back in the day, when you had to plow a field, it was a task that many men had to do together. Then there was the invention of the plow, which was pulled by like the cow, and it cut time in terms of plowing fields. Now, fast forward a century, we have automated machines that freaking plow acres and acres of land in a fraction of the time that it took a cow pulled plow, right? So, and those jobs, people still have jobs. It's just the jobs evolved. You have people who maintain those tractors. You have people, the manpower is dispersed elsewhere, right? I'm not particularly afraid of AI because I don't think that, it might take certain jobs away. And being a coder, you should have kind of maybe anticipated that job would be taken by AI. It's like the easiest,
but I believe
lowest hanging fruit when you
field.
think about jobs that would be taken. But I don't think that with the advent of AI is going to put everybody out of work because
it looks
society
like
doesn't function.
Certain people are concerned because when you read further into this article, somebody who's a former program director for computer science education and workforce development at the National Science Foundation, his name is Jeff Forbes. He said he's very concerned. Mm-hmm. Computer science students who graduated 3 or 4 years ago would have been fighting off offers from top firms, and now that same student would be struggling to get a job from anyone.
Right, in that field.
In that field.
And that's what I'm saying.
And it's going to disperse into other fields as well.
Right.
This is not the only field.
I believe that with the progression of technology, jobs will be taken, but other jobs will come to replace those jobs that human beings can do.
Right now, she's working at Chipotle.
Well, she got a job.
And then, the robots are going to start making our burritos.
Whenever
that's what they're going to do.
And I don't have to worry about them putting their feet in the salad.
Ain't nobody putting their feet in the salad.
And wiping their ass and they serving me chicken.
You heard that?
There's so many videos online with like Taco Bell employees.
You know what that is? AI.
Yeah, AI. The AI is putting out disinformation so that they can take our jobs.
They got these babies talking. Have you seen those videos?
Terminator 4. Yeah, I've seen those videos where they yeah.
So and it looks real.
It don't look real. You could tell that they know. It's funny.
It's so we know it's not real because that's not biology. Babies are not going to be talking before they turn 1, full sentences and having full conversations with people.
Right, but it's still funny. You don't find it funny?
No, I scroll right past.
So you don't listen to what the babies are saying.
I don't need to because I know it's not
real. So you don't know.
It's stupid.
But no one is looking at it thinking that it's real. It's a comical thing because the babies are talking about their experience as a baby. So they talk about red flags that your mama does, and it's funny. You have to watch some of these
dumb shit that these people putting on the internet.
I mean,
she's working at Chipotle.
All dumb. It's all lowbrow stuff.
And she has a degree in coding.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
What do you think she should wait? What if it takes years for AI to evolve so they can incorporate people again so they could get jobs?
There's plenty of people who are working jobs today that are not necessarily the majors that they graduated with.
I said that.
She will be one. She will be one of millions of people who are working in fields that weren't in their major.
It's oversaturated. One, everybody has a coding degree.
Right, because everybody projected that computers was the future.
AI taking over entry level jobs that they could have used to get their foot in the door. They can't even get their foot in the door because a computer's already doing their job.
Well, see, now this is why
you
have to do your research when you pick in your majors. It's like everybody wants to be an NP. Well, if everybody's an NP, how is everybody going to get hired, right? It's like people hear from other people what the next move is. I think with the coding, there was a big push in the media about coding and stuff like that because initially, right before the advent of AI, before AI became like a big thing, everything was coding. So it might not necessarily have been your passion, but you are like, I need to get a job in coding.
And that's where the money is. Entry level job pays you $100,000 off top.
Right.
Who wouldn't want that?
Right.
And
But
it's saving
now,
these companies money.
but now,
That's all they
there's
meant.
less of a need for it. So maybe
That's all
sometimes
that matters.
maybe we need to tell our kids to be a little bit smarter in the choice of their majors. I was just talking to my boy yesterday about whether or not he thought college was a. He asked me what I thought about college, and he said that he felt like college was a scam, right? And I said I don't think college is a scam. I think people need to make better choices about where they go to college based off the majors that they want. So it's like, say I want to be a philosophy major, but I'm gonna go to Harvard and I'm gonna rack up like $100,000 or more in debt. And what philosophy job is really paying me that kind of money that I could pay back that kind of debt? People need to really pay attention to what they want to do.
With the rate that life is going, I don't even think that's gonna. I don't even think that's gonna help. To be honest with you,
No, it'll
because
help.
everything's like this is gonna take over everything.
Well, we will adjust.
People who have a high school diploma probably can't even get a job because robots are doing their job.
I mean,
You've seen in Asia, there's certain countries in Asia, I think Japan, that Starbucks is ran strictly by robots.
Fully automated.
It's fully automated.
Like the auto industry.
An 18-year-old who's in college can't even get a job because a robot's already doing their job. You know how demoralizing that is?
There's other jobs to get.
And then there's another person that was in this article, and he applied for over like 5,000 jobs. Got 13 interviews with no offers. Very demoralizing.
5,000 jobs.
That's what he said.
I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see the jobs that he was applying for. And it depends on
how long he's been applying for. It really depends. Like if you've been unemployed for a year, hell yeah, you might even apply for over 5,000. There was a young lady I met at a mixer. She told me she applied for 2,000 jobs before she hit a job at a certain company.
It's like you ain't even at that point. You applying to so many jobs, you're not even reading the core requirements of the job. You just throwing your resume out there.
The gentleman in that article said that he even applied for McDonald's, and McDonald's rejected him because of lack of experience.
Damn, that's crazy.
So
because McDonald's hires teenagers right off the street.
Exactly. So it's like it's very demoralizing when you think of it. If you don't have a job, it's demoralizing.
But that's not AI. You giving me examples of people not getting jobs that isn't AI related.
He was in computers. He's into computers.
Right, but McDonald's didn't reject him.
He got a degree in computers.
But McDonald's didn't reject him because they had a robot ready and willing to do his job. McDonald's rejected him because of his experience.
Yeah, but that's just even because where I want to go, I can't even get in because of certain programs that are doing the job for the company that I would want to work for. But damn, I can't even get into McDonald's because I probably never even flipped a burger a day in my life. And that's something that could be trained.
I think people need to look at the tea leaves when they're deciding to make major life choices. Picking a major in college and going 4 years and paying 4 years to come out with a degree is a major life choice. I feel like we take it too lightly, right? And a lot of people are paying for it. You got to pay attention to the trends, pay attention to what's happening in society. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming out now about jobs that are at risk to being lost to AI, right? So maybe people might want to take a look at that. I think I can't remember where I saw it at, but there's a list. There's a list of the most likely and the least likely jobs to be threatened by AI, right? So maybe sit down with your kids and have a conversation with them, ask them what they want to do, and see how realistic it is to do it.
What if they don't want to do that?
Well, I'll tell them this. Take a rock, throw a stone in any direction, and you'll probably hit somebody who's doing something that they don't necessarily want to do. That man probably want to be an astronaut.
Do you think they want to lead unhappy lives because they can't get into the doors that they want to get into?
You're not necessarily living an unhappy life doing something that you don't necessarily love to do. Right? Because you can fill out the rest of your life with things that you actually like. You can fill out your life with hobbies, surround yourself with friends, take vacations, enjoy life. Yeah, from 9 to 5, you got to go to work, right? But then you can also find joy in the work that you don't necessarily love.
What you do,
right? I think
loving what you do is a big proponent in your life.
Loving what you do would be great. Right, that's one of those. That's one of those perfect world type of scenarios. Just like how we say, like, you know, if all things being perfect, it wouldn't be, the dating pool wouldn't be trash if everyone could just find who they want to marry. Same thing for.
You're telling your kids to settle?
I'm not telling my kids to settle. I'm giving them a real world picture of what life is like, right? I think a lot of kids grow up and they never get that kind of perspective. You know, they grow up with rose colored glasses and then they get smacked in the face by reality. And it's kind of the parents' fault in a way for not preparing them for that. What was it? You were just telling me. I think all the issues we have with Gen Z right now, it's not Gen Z's fault. Gen Z was raised by millennials and some Gen Xers, but it's their parents. We coddled them to a degree where now they're going into the workforce and they can't deal with constructive criticism. You know, they have no loyalty. They have, you know, they're difficult to manage. You know, everywhere you go, if you look at any CEO or supervisor that's been questioned, the common thread has been that Gen Z staff are the worst generation of workers. Yeah, because they're not putting up with
no bullshit. That's why.
Right. But
our generation puts up with bullshit. We get insulted left, right, and center, and we just put up with it because you know why? It's a check.
No.
They come in, they're like, excuse me, who you think you're talking to? And then they leave.
No. The reason why they can't put up with no bullshit or no constructive criticism is because a lot of their parents want to hold their hands, you know, get participation trophies. You know what I'm saying? They don't, it's that gentle parenting nonsense where, you know, they're not really feeling the consequences of an action that they've done.
There's certain aspects that I don't agree on, like the coddling part, like holding their hands through certain things, but that's different than being berated at work.
But if I'm accustomed to
that's different. Nobody goes to work to be disrespected. I'm pretty sure they could take constructive criticism.
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure they can.
I don't know about that. Because I've seen someone literally break down at work because someone took a particular tone, not necessarily the content of what was said, but the tone. So you have to be. A lot of these people are not prepared for the real world. They're not prepared for a world where their parents is not going to protect them from every little thing. And they're not going to be there to protect them. I've seen people come to work. They get punished and they bring their parent to HR. I'm like, what is your mom doing here with you? You like 30. You see what I'm saying? Like it's
30 is not Gen Z.
No, whatever. 30 is not Gen Z. What's 30?
No, 30 is 95, and that's millennial.
Either way, right?
So whatever.
Yeah. My whole point is you can't blame I don't blame the children as much as I blame the parents, because the parents are the ones that are coddling them and keeping them in a bubble, right? Which leads us to that next thing. She had presented something to me about a UK study. Right. And in this UK study, it was a 4-year study. And in that time, they changed the start time for the schools from
8:50 to 10 a.m., leading to over 50% fewer illness-related absences, illness in quotations, and 12% rise in exam progress, according to a 4-year study. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. And they were saying that when they reverted back to the old times, freaking illnesses rose
to 30%,
right?
Yeah.
And it's BS, it's bullshit, right? What happens is, you know, school is especially high school, is supposed to be preparing you for life. It's like a little bubble where you can kind of learn to deal with certain aspects of life, like working under a deadline, dealing in certain different social settings, you know, relationships between your friends, relationships between your supervisor, your teacher, a relationship with your significant other, your boyfriend or girlfriend, and juggling all of that, right? Making sure that you know how to prioritize your time in order to complete tasks, knowing how to prioritize your time so that you could wake up on time to get your butt to school on time, right? Now you have this push now. Now they're trying to say, no, they can't wake up for school. They can't, you know, they clearly can't function. They need more sleep. Let's put it to 10. first, I don't think that it's right to change the time just because you have some teenage. I can see if it was an overwhelming majority of teenagers that were calling out
but
and
look
whatnot,
at the
right?
benefits to it.
No,
natural
you
sleep
can't.
cycles, improving health, focus, and academic performance.
You
The
had-
whole goal is to graduate, and to graduate, you need to have A's and B's.
You don't
If
need,
these kids are
you
coming
graduate
in-
with C's and D's. You
Who
could.
wants to graduate with C's and D's?
You could.
You could, but that's unbecoming.
Unbecoming.
The whole premise of high school is to graduate and have a good GPA. And if it incorporates people coming in, or these kids coming in at 10 a.m. and they're being their full self, meaning like they're not tired, they're not sick, they could do their classwork, they could do their test. Why not?
I don't think that is a good thing, because you're changing circumstances to fit around the child. When they
When
get
you
out
go
into
to
the
college, but when you go to college,
you can
most
choose your
classes-
start time.
Exactly.
You can choose, but that's
exactly.
college. That's college.
Exactly.
This is not college.
And
this
most
is high
of them
school.
are not gonna pick early morning classes.
Right, that's fine, and that's why a lot of people can't get their ass to work on time, and they're late. I know because
They got to work. They got to school on time, and they were not late. And they went to school, and they didn't blame sickness as the reason why they didn't go into school.
It speaks to discipline. You have to teach your children discipline. You can't be nothing in this world without discipline. It's like I tell my kids, like, you ask these kids all the time now, what do you want to be when you grow up? What they say? Oh, I want to be a YouTuber, right? Before it used to be, I want to be a basketball player, a football player. Now it's a YouTuber, right? But it doesn't
right?
matter. Because they look at these jobs, they see the glitz and the glamour and all that stuff. They see the money, but they don't necessarily see the work that goes into it. They don't see LeBron James waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning and killing himself.
What you mean? They see it all the time. Get ready with me.
You don't see these YouTubers after they film what they filmed, combing over hours and hours of footage to cut it down to make it into something that's palatable to the audience, right? They don't know the kind of work it takes to make a successful YouTube channel or a
These
podcast.
YouTubers go out and they tell them. That's how you know.
My God, these kids don't know. They don't know.
So you're saying they're not looking for it?
They look at
It's right there in their face for consumption.
They look at these jobs and they think of it as fun and easy jobs and a way to make money without having to get up and go and do a regular 9 to 5. They think that they're skirting. They kind of like cheating the system.
So you really think these kids are that naive?
Yes.
No.
100%.
No, ain't no way.
100%.
We weren't that naive when we were
100%.
children. They're not that naive.
You don't know what a thing takes. Unless
They tell
you
all the time,
unless
you
you do
grind,
that thing.
You gotta do this, that, and the third in order to get to where you want to be.
Right. So if you have that kind of mentality,
And they've been telling you that from the beginning.
But if you
of
have
time.
if you have that kind of mentality of grinding and doing what you got to do to get where you want to be, why would you change the start time? What message are you sending those children? You're not telling them to grind and do what you got to do to be where you want to be. You're telling them like, oh well, you can't be where you want to be. This is a little bit too tough for you. So let's give you an extra hour and 10 minutes to get to school. How's that for you? And then if 10 o'clock is not good enough, and all of a sudden they see 10:30 is better, they'll move it to 10. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. You're acquiescing to the student. That's not how life works. Life don't acquiesce to you. You acquiesce to it.
It's up to them.
You have to navigate.
It's up to them if they want to grind and like the school could do whatever they want. But if it's up to them and they want to grind and do it, they could do that as well.
Okay. It's not going to happen in America. I know that.
It could happen in the UK. It's not here. I know no school in America is going to do that. They have these kids coming in for 7 o'clock.
Well, the UK is very lax. They got nap time and shit.
Yeah, and that's why it's probably a better country than the U.S.
Yeah, but who has the number?
A lot of these countries,
who has the number
Japan,
one? Who has the number one economy? Who has one of the most powerful economies in the world? The United States, right?
We do.
And we wake our asses up in the morning.
But are we
happy? Go to work.
Are we happy?
Some of us are. Some of us ain't.
Majority of us are not, and that's why they kill themselves all the time. Because they overwork.
You used to work for the census. You be walking door to door. You be asking people how they feel.
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
I sure did. I sure did. That's why majority of them are unhappy. They jumping off the roofs of high-rise buildings.
The majority of them is unhappy because they're looking at social media And
No,
they're looking
they're
at other
stressed
people.
over the job.
They're looking at other people's lives.
stressed over the job.
And they're thinking like,
That's
this
why
person's
they're
on
unhappy.
vacation. This person's on vacation all the time. This person is doing this all the time. Why am I not doing that? Am I doing something
You
wrong?
really think
Am I
social
living my
media
life
is
wrong?
that powerful?
Social media is that powerful.
If you have a brain, then it's not going to be that powerful.
Social media is
I
that
hope
powerful.
a lot of them have
One-
brains.
one thing
I
I-
hope a lot of people have brains.
one thing-
and they need to see that social media is not the end all be all.
One thing I realize,
And life is not a competition.
We as human beings, life is a competition.
No, it's not.
Yep.
Life is not a
Life is an
competition.
arena. All right.
Life is not a competition. You live
the
it to
most
the
succe-
best of your
The
ability.
most successful people in the world live life with the constant competition mentality. They
And
always
that's
trying
why
to
you
be,
see them.
always trying to be better.
That's why you
always trying
see
to
them
be
offing
striving.
themselves out
Who's
of
offing
nowhere.
themselves? That CEO was walking down the street just fine. He ain't look like he wanted to die. Mario had another. Yeah,
It's not Mario's Luigi.
Luigi. Oh, Luigi had another. He had another thing in mind.
Listen.
But that CEO, to get into those type of positions, you gotta be hungry. You gotta be cutthroat.
And you gotta be a bad person.
I mean, well, some of them are.
A lot of bad people who get to there's a lot of bad people that get to the top.
Like
It's a trend.
Diddy.
It's a trend. A lot of bad people get to the top. All right. So, totally switching gears here. I don't know if you guys have been following the uproar about Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad that she had, I think, was it 2 weeks ago?
I'm not sure. It was recent. It's fairly recent. I saw the ad yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to put it up for you.
Yeah, we want you to see it, and then we'll give you our thoughts.
Color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeny has her jeans. Sydney Sweeny has her jeans.
And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing.
Sydney Sweeny has her jeans.
I think we can cut it off right here. Yeah.
So I honestly don't see what the issue is. I would have looked at that ad and be like, all right.
I can see initially when I looked at the ad, I didn't really see anything wrong, right? Other than the fact that she said the jean gave her a great ass, and she ain't got no ass to speak of. I'm like, I don't know what the hell she was talking about, but that's neither here nor there. I could see though what people are talking about, because I saw some of the discourse online, and they were talking about how with the play on words with jeans, you can see it as jeans that she's wearing, or jeans as in her genetics. And when she makes the comment that my jeans are blue, and she has blue eyes, and then people are also talking about that the actress that they chose, blonde hair, blue eyed, and you're talking about jeans in this kind of like double entendre kind of way. People are trying to make links to eugenics, which was like the Nazi
That's the
thing
reason
when they
why
were trying
you
to
wanna
breed the Aryan race of blonde hair
make
and
it
blue
pure.
eyed people, right? So I can see people saying that they're trying to subliminally tell people that this is the beauty standard. A white woman with a flat ass, with blonde hair and blue eyes, right? And so and to think that they don't put out stuff they don't put out messages subliminally would be a mistake by people, because they definitely do it. So I could kind of see it, but
So you're basically saying that they used her as like the prototypical American? Like this is what American
I think
is?
they use her as the prototypical American beauty standard. This is what they think is beautiful, right?
I don't know. I think people are just thinking way too much into it.
I mean,
She's one of the hottest people in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, but she's not. She's very polarizing. Either people
I think
like
the
her
reason
or people
why
dislike her.
it's like more glaring now is because I saw that she is a Republican.
I don't care what
I
she
think
is.
that's what added to this outrage.
You
Is
could be
because of
Republican.
what party she decides to side with.
I really don't care. Me personally, I didn't know she was Republican until you said it. I personally only care about. I was like, I'm gonna look at this ad and see what I can see from it, right? And then after listening to the discourse and stuff like that, they're playing on words with the jeans, right? It's not like something that's straightforward. They're playing around with the word, so you could kind of see what people are saying in terms of the whole eugenics spin to it, right? That you're trying to say that blonde hair and blue eyes is the standard.
They're trying
how did you take it? You said you didn't take it.
I didn't take it in any way. I'm like, all right, another ad.
Did it make you want to get American Eagle jeans?
Well, I've always been buying American Eagle jeans for like the last. I haven't bought one in a while. Maybe I'll go back when we stop. Oh. But I really didn't. It's just another ad to me. I don't know. Maybe another mindset is because everybody wants the fake ass and all that shit, like the curves, and she's trying to make it popular to just be slim again.
Just be
maybe
slim and
that's
natural.
maybe
But
that's
that was-
what another.
That was the issue
Another
before
premise to it?
before the BBLs. That was the issue, is that they're making these impossible
Sticks,
beauty standards,
yeah.
right? There was like the average woman does not look like a stick with two balloons on their chest.
I don't think an ad like there is no prototype for the average woman. Everybody
right,
looks
but that's
different.
but that's the thing. There is no prototype for the average woman, which is why in certain companies they advertise women of different sizes. Like I've seen Fashion Nova will have like the small, medium, large, extra large woman in different stuff, like in different
and American Eagle
outfits.
jeans, they
right?
come in curvy. They come in all shapes and sizes.
Right, but that ad wasn't for curvy women
so they
at all.
So you wanted every woman of every size in that ad.
All I'm saying to you is, looking at that ad, the ad seems like it's trying to subliminally tell you that the beauty standard is blonde hair, blue eyes, no ass.
If you have a mind of your own, then you would know that's not the beauty standard.
I mean, I don't.
Everybody has their own beauty standards.
Right, me personally, that's not my beauty standard, but that has before the BBLs. The main issue was that they were projecting impossible beauty standards because everybody that they were putting out
think
there.
if this was a black woman,
everybody.
if this was a black woman, would it be such an issue?
I'm pretty sure that there'll be white people talking about it, talking about wait, the beauty standard.
Because this is not the first time a Hollywood star has done ads for jeans.
Right, and I'm pretty sure it's not the first time that a
And
Hollywood
I don't
star
think
has
I've
gotten
never heard
blowback
of it.
for that.
I've never heard anybody else who's done ads like this get so much blowback.
But you have to look at the ad too.
I think
you can't.
people
You
are
can't.
just thinking way
not
too much
not
into
all
it.
ads are created equally. You have to really look at the ad and pay attention to the wording and the.
I don't
and
think
the
it's
messaging.
blatantly racist.
I didn't think it was blatantly racist because say I'm the person that created the ad, right? I had the vision for it. I made it. I might be projecting my own beauty standards upon the viewer, right? That don't necessarily make me racist or a bigot, but I think that what we just saw was beautiful, right? So I'm not going all the way to the far end saying that ad was racist. I'm just saying I feel that they were trying to project a beauty standard in that ad. That's what I think.
You can't please everybody.
You can't, and nor should you try to.
Yeah, I just don't see the issue with it. She's one of the top Hollywood stars. Why not put her in your ad? I'm pretty sure American Eagle's jeans boost or the sales went through the roof. Not through the roof, but I'm pretty sure they saw an increase of sales just based off that ad alone.
Well, all I
When
know
they say bad publicity is also good publicity as well.
It's true.
So you had shared something with me. You shared a video. It's also on Instagram and TikTok of a young woman that was sitting in her car crying because she hates the fact that her husband is so perfect. I'm going to share the video with you, and we're not going to play the whole thing because it was, I think, 9 minutes. Or she was crying. She was crying for a while.
We're only playing like the first minute. We don't even have to tell them that. You just play the minute and then
So I'm going to
back
share
to
the
it.
video with you. Just give me 1 second.
Every single day of your life. Every day. Every day you gotta deal with somebody. Well, is marriage even worth it? It's not. It's not. At some point you're gonna realize that it's always best to just be alone. Because I've been married for about 7 years and I don't even know if this is worth it. Like, and not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. Like, I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just like not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, and I am a good man. I do. And that's not the point. The point is, it's like, you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose your sense of peace. And this could be even to a good man. Like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, at all. I've always had a dream of, like, getting out of my hometown, like, city, and moving on, like, moving forward. Like life is supposed to be an experience. Like, we're supposed to be doing new things and traveling and...
I want to know is how old she is. I want to know how old she is, and the reason why I want to know is because I don't think she's fully lived her life yet. I feel like she probably got married too fast to a good man, and she didn't get the chance to actually fully live her life. She talked about being in the city, being, not lackadaisical, but just being free. I don't think she got that experience before she settled down, and that's why she's regretting her decision right now. If she lived her life, if she did what she wanted to do and then decided to settle, I'll be like, why are you crying? But if she didn't do that, that's why I think she's sitting up in that car crying. Because now she's stuck, because she'll feel stupid for losing a good man, but it's like, that's why she's saying, is it worth it? I would like to know when she said 7 years. I'd like to know when she got married, because if she just graduated college and just ran to the chapel, then I could understand why she's sitting up in that car crying. But go ahead.
I don't know.
I just thought about it when I was watching her again, and you listening to what she's saying, her sense of individuality. She probably never got a chance to just be herself and do what she wanted to do before she got married. That's why I think she's crying.
When I saw that video, a lot of things came to my mind. I did think about that, because I remember some advice that I had gotten from people in my life when I was growing up was to not rush into getting married. Don't
live your life.
Yeah, live your life. Don't take things too seriously, relationship wise. Because you don't want to feel like you haven't done enough. Once you're locked in. Experience stuff. Live your life. Make mistakes. Hopefully mistakes that you can come back from. But live. So that when you finally settle down, you get married, you feel like you've done enough, and you're ready to turn a chapter, right?
A lot of people are eating her up in them comments.
No, because she deserves to be.
This is why you can't wife anybody, and she doesn't deserve you, and blah 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 blah. You got to think about it from her standpoint as well. No.
Because here's where I deviate from that. Number one, she chose to get married because I believe in a proposal,
she found a good man too fast.
In a proposal, there's a question.
She found it too fast.
In a proposal, there's a question asked, right? And you can answer yes or no, right? And also, there's no.
But don't you think she would have felt bad telling this good man? He probably does everything for her, right?
No. You could say,
tell him
but
no?
you could say no. You could say I'm not ready for it right now. I want marriage with you, but not right now. You could say.
And you know why she held on to him? Because she knew that if he were to go and find somebody else, that was it. There was no coming back.
Okay, so you make a decision.
She wanted to keep him there because she knows he was a good man. But in the back of her mind, she has regrets, saying that, I didn't fully get to do this by myself. Like, she doesn't have individuality.
In life, you make decisions. You got to live with those decisions. Now, marriage isn't something that you locked into for life.
Men ask women to wait for them all the time.
You could get a divorce, and she probably gonna get divorced.
After that, yeah.
All I can think about was like the embarrassment she brought on her husband, right?
That good man.
Because you feel that type of way. That's a discussion that you should have had privately with your husband. Like, I feel trapped in this marriage. I feel like I'm not being able to be my complete self, and yada yada yada. I feel like there's much more for me to do, and I haven't done it yet. This is a private conversation that should have been had between you and him, maybe with a marriage counselor involved. But to run to TikTok to have millions of people, well, hundreds of thousands of people, react to what you're saying. And I'm pretty sure by now it's gotten back to your husband's friends and family.
The
and
video
stuff
went
like that.
viral.
Yeah. So, a lot of people know. A lot of people that he knows. Now he's a laughing stock. It's embarrassing.
I don't think he's a laughing stock.
He is a laughing stock. They're like, yo, who did you marry? Like, who? And then they would probably sympathize with him. It's still embarrassing. Your personal business don't need to be out there for everyone to publicly consume. And it's going to be even harder for them to work through it because of that, because she decided to go and share that. And that would make me a little hesitant to deal with her, because I feel like anything major happening in your life, you're going to run to freaking TikTok and put it out there for everyone else to freaking digest and have an opinion on. That's not how a good, healthy, functioning relationship works. You can't be up on social media sharing every little bit of your life. You can't live your life like a single person if you're married. You just can't. There's certain things that you could do if you want to, if your husband allows it, but or if your wife allows it. But in a marriage, there are some concessions. You gain a lot, but you're gonna lose a little bit. There's nothing worth doing that you're gonna.
I just feel like she's regretful that she didn't fully get to experience her time by herself before she got married. That's basically all that was.
I don't know. Everything comes with drawbacks. There's pros and cons to everything. Right.
And that's why I want to know how old she was when she got married. If she got married super young, I get why she's crying right now. But if she got married at 30, I'd be like, really?
I don't get why she's crying, because she said, if you listen to her words, she said marriage don't make no sense.
She came to the conclusion that it don't make no sense.
Right. If everything is perfect, how does it make no sense?
She's living with regrets because she never probably got to fully experience herself. She probably didn't even develop herself.
This is
She's
why
probably still half of a person. She probably is not fully developed.
This is why men believe women don't know what the hell they want. Right?
If he married
because you out here talking about you want a man to take care of you and do right by you and treat you right and provide you with everything.
It would make sense to me.
And then you turn around.
There's certain women that want that as soon as they, like in their early 20s. There's certain women that want that, and there's certain women that don't. So certain women want to live their full lives before they get married to somebody. She probably didn't get that experience.
You do what you want to do, and
the fact that he was a good man is what drew her to him.
I think this also speaks to the reasons
she wasn't ready, and she's in a miserable situation right now. She probably just was not ready. And if she wants to be happy, my advice to her would be, all right, then if you feel like being by yourself is going to make you happy, because she said sometimes you're better off single. If you feel like you want to be by yourself and separate your own person, your own identity, then leave that man alone. He will eventually find somebody that's going to appreciate him being a good man a good husband.
I just feel
she's not appreciative of it, so she needs to let it go.
Yeah, he needs to let her go. She a waste of time. She wasted his time. She wasted 7 years of this man's life.
I want her to have kids.
No, I checked because I think on her page it said I was like, thank God she's childless, because imagine you talking all that nonsense now. You got kids involved. Now you're talking about you want to get divorced and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. For me as a husband, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna cut my losses right now. But don't you dare try to take half my shit. If you're talking about you miserable, you don't want to get married.
She tries to do that. That's very selfish.
Walk away with what you got, which it sounds like she don't got much.
You sound bitter.
It sounds like she ain't got. It sounds like she ain't got much, because she talking about he take care of her and all that stuff. So take your clothes, go back, move in with your mama, and go live your happy.
What's that song?
Childless life. You know what I'm saying?
What is that song? It'll come to my brain.
Yeah, that's good for her. Let her go live a happy childless life. And let that man go on, because I'm pretty sure
you nothing
a lot of women,
a liar, a cheater, a heartbreaker, a deceiver, and you don't remember that one?
No.
Oh, so I'm taking the house,
you're
the
not
cars,
holding the melody
the
right.
kids, and the lawn. I want it all. You don't know that one?
No.
That's your area. I don't know how you don't know it.
Whatever. Shut up. Let me tell you, that woman. I just hope that she gets what she wants in terms of a divorce. Go be single again and go enjoy your life, but leave that man money and whatever else he got alone. Now, if you go looking for his money and all that stuff, Now you look even worse, right? Because it seemed like you wanted to get married to be taken care of. It seemed like she wanted her cake and eat it too. She wanted to be married to get taken care of and all that stuff, but she also wanted to live her own damn life. I hope her husband puts out a video at some point kind of updating us on what the hell is going on, because I wouldn't be surprised if she turned around and tried to take half of what this man got.
I don't
because
think
she's
so.
miserable.
You know why it's not
and
gonna
the
work?
husband treat
Because
her-
of the
her
video
right.
that she put out there.
No, that doesn't matter.
You sure?
If we get divorced, if you ain't got no prenup or nothing like that to protect your stuff, she's still entitled. Depending on the state, she's entitled to things, right? But she shouldn't get nothing. You want out for purely selfish reasons, not because this man is slapping you up or he talking crazy to you or he freaking bet the house on a freaking parlay and lost it all. You trying to leave this man because what? Because you got to tell him where you went after work, or if you want to go out with your girls, you got to tell him like, oh, babe, I'm stepping out tonight. Like, it's not that anybody's trying to stop you, but it's like if I walk out the house, I'll be like, babe, I'm going out with Sam and them. It's not like, babe, can I go out with Sam and them? Like, it's like I'm not begging for permission, but I'm just letting you know. It's a courtesy thing. And it seems like she don't want to live a life like that where she got to tell people what she's doing and all of that stuff. She just want to go. She want to be free as a bird. So be free.
That's what I was saying.
With
Like,
your own money.
The best step for her is to just cut ties. You guys have no kids.
Yeah, cut ties.
You sound very bitter. Chill out.
Thank God they don't got no kids. Thank God,
My
they
God.
don't got no kids. I'm so happy for that man because they ain't got no kids, because that would have been a misery for him. Let me tell you.
Listen.
And thank God the kids don't have to ever go online and see their mom talking crazy.
Well, he dodged the bullet. Well, she dodged the bullet. The both of them dodged bullets.
Nah, he dodged the bullet. Well, he ain't dodge it. He got hit, but hopefully he could survive it.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying? She was the bullet in this scenario. Let's not get it twisted. Don't do that sisterhood shit. She is the bullet in this situation. He is the innocent bystander because she had every opportunity to tell people what he was or wasn't doing. And apparently the man was perfect. She was just miserable. A miserable woman.
And I told you why there could have been a reason why she was miserable, but you not listening.
I don't want to hear it.
You not listening.
He said, "Will you marry me?"
You're not
And
listening.
she said, "Yes." You could say yes, you could say no. And there's stuff in between she could have said to let him down gently. She said yes. Yes, 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 yes. She said, take care of me, put me up in your house, buy me a car. I don't want to pay no bills.
People's opinions change.
She said, but I
all the
want to go
time.
outside and
She
do what the hell I
could have
want to do.
probably felt that was the best option for her at that moment.
I bet she did.
But when she looked in hindsight and thought, oh, damn, I never really got to do this by myself. I never got to do this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's living with regret.
Mm-hmm.
And she's miserable.
To the point where she
But
balling on the goddamn TikTok.
Listen, I agree with them eating her up in the comments because she should have never strung this man along so long. Like, who knows how long she's been feeling this
And
way.
to let him
7
know-
years is a long time.
And to let him find out about how you feel with everybody else. That's the worst part.
I don't know.
Like, she don't have no decency.
On that note, I'll let you have the last word because you bitter.
Now I'm done. I'm done with her.
You're done.
And I hope he's done. I hope he don't do no. Well, you know what? I hope he does what he wants to do in his heart.
I just hope he doesn't change his ways because people like that are like, oh, all women are.
You gotta be careful.
horrible.
These some of these women out
And
here.
he probably won't be good to the next one because of how much she hurt him. Let's hope that's not the case. If they do decide to sever ties, he continues to be the person that he is right now. And I'm pretty sure he'll find a good woman. He'll find a good woman and he could treat her the way he wants to treat her and they'll live happily ever after like some little fairy tale.
Well, I don't know, man.
Well, thank you for watching Random Conversations. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Noel.
And we hope you enjoyed our little banter going back and forth. Don't forget to
Like and subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. If you find any interesting videos or anything like that you'd like to see us react to, just send us a link, let us know, and we'll check it out. Also, we have links to our TikTok and Instagram. Check us out on there as well.